Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon podcast. So, if you've been listening, this is a podcast to share stories from business leaders in Asia. And today we have an impressive guest here with us. So, I actually experienced one of his outlets before. So, he actually is the co-founder of Superdo, and the experience that I had was actually called Hontu, right? So it's actually one of the attractions at the Link Mall in KL. So it's an immersive horror experience. So co-founder of Superdo, we have Chia Kawai with us, who owns Breakout, Red Escape game launched in 2014, and Hontu that I mentioned. So he currently has 3 breakout outlets. So if you know escape rooms, right? So this is escape rooms, but with stories, with puzzles to solve. And I really enjoyed the experience at Hontu. We actually went into a story of a hotel. And then through that hotel, we went through different puzzles and actually died inside the game. But it was a very interesting experience. And recently, I saw that he was featured in BFM, and he shared his experience of actually, managing his business through the pandemic. So that's why I got him here to share his story from his business experience. Thank you for coming, Kawai.
No problem. Thanks a lot.
So, Kawai, first question I like to ask all my guests, and this is a question because it's called the Crouching Tiger, the Dragon podcast. What is your favorite Kung Fu movie?
I will go with a drama series in China called Nirvana in Fire. So it's featuring the lead actor Hu Ge. So that drama is a mixture of kung fu, power struggle, politics, and in the wartime. So I think that's really interesting drama series back in 2015, I guess. So I recommend everyone go and watch this. I think 50 episode each drama series, really cool.
Thank you, Kawai. So yeah, Hu Ge is actually one of my favorite Chinese actors. He's not the most handsomest guy, but he has so much character. So I actually watched a lot of like just now we mentioned the pandemic. I watched a lot of China drama series during the pandemic. So like before I start watching this, how many episodes are there in this one?
50 plus, I guess.
50
It's not
plus.
very long compared to the conventional, the commercial one, but it's 50 plus, just I think a nice one.
Okay, 50 plus is a good number, not too long yet, but slightly longer, but not too long yet. So yeah, I hope to catch it as well. Right, so we have you, and tell us more about Superdo before we start. So to just give a context to our guests, like what type of business is it, and what type of attractions that you have.
Actually, Superdo is the mother company. So under Superdo, we have a few brands that is in the mid-tier entertainment, or commonly we call a family entertainment center, where we have this mini amusement park in the shopping mall. So we mainly focus in escape games, and we started off with escape game, and then sooner we evolved to immersive experiences. So escape game by the name itself is escape room. We lock you in a room, you have to solve puzzles, and then you have to find your way out within 45 minutes or within 60 minutes time. So that's escape game. So we started off in Avenue K. After that, we opened in New Central, and then soon we sell our franchise to overseas, to country like Canada, Korea, and United States. So back in 2018, soon we realized that there's a need to innovate the business to make it more attractive and more something new to the market in Malaysia. Then we introduced immersive experience, which is the one that you have tried, called Hantu or Honchu, mean ghost in Malay. That is more like a experience kind, where we combine theater performance, storytelling, and actors inside our experience. Then after that, we have a pandemic, and then we introduced the online escaping experience to help the company to pivot through the whole disaster, I call. So then after we ended the pandemic, I mean, are we still in the pandemic? I'm not sure. So we ended we when the pandemic over last year, we actually opened more outlet in Avenue K, in Malacca. We opened another breakout outlet. And last year itself, we also introduced a new game concept called Spy Game, which player has to role play as a spy, like James Bond, like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. So yeah, this is the journey. So all these brands from Breakout to Hontu to Spy Game are all under the company, our mother's company, Superdo.
Yes, I had a great time at Hontu. And I remember the actors, they were they were real actors. We had, the janitor, all the different characters in there, and a very, very interesting story. It's almost like I thought it was a real story
Yeah,
from a
because
hotel.
it put you inside an immersive environment, so you feel like you go to that reality. You feel like you are part of the characters in this whole story. That's what we try to do.
Awesome. And just a quick question on that, like, how does your team come up with these creative concepts?
Of course, we have my business partner. He is the whole experience designer. So we are a team. We sit down together. It always started off with inspiration. We always travel, look out for something new. Says Hontu is inspired by a concept called immersive theater in New York called Sleep No More. So we visited New York, we experienced this, we thought, hey, this is something very different. Or maybe we can take certain element and infuse or incorporate to our original concept. So we don't copy, we still develop the story, the set, everything by ourselves. So we take inspirations from different places or different game or physical experiences around the world to get inspired.
Yes, that is amazing ideas. I can't wait to try out Spy Game as well. And yeah, a lot of the previous interviews that you've done, you actually mentioned your story because for you, it can be quite a challenge. Like you said, it was a disaster. And for your business model, it is very important for them to be there to have that immersive experience. So you said you pivoted to online during the pandemic. Can you share with us more about that as well?
When the pandemic started, right, we thought that it was only a short period of time, maybe just a month or 2 months, but sooner it closed longer than we expected. Hence, we need another revenue source to actually sustain the company because we don't want to retrench or close down our company. And at the same time, our brick and mortar outlet, we still need to pay some small amount of rental. It's not 100% waived because of the pandemic. Hence, we thought maybe we should, the business partners sit down and we thought that we should actually do something online because everyone is working from home. So there are actually three important factors that cause us to make the online escape, bring our escape game online. First is because there are many people working from home. So we have a very huge database from the corporate sector, the company that used to hold their team building with us. So they contacted us. They asked us whether we have any activities that is online that can be conducted for their company. So that's the first trigger. So we received like a lot of inquiry. Second is we are out of cash soon. So we think that we must have alternate cash that is source of income. The third trigger is through Zoom call. So what happened is during a Zoom sessions with our clients in overseas, we try to teach our client to do something through Zoom. It feels like we are on a mission to teach them on something. So it gives us the inspirations that, oh, actually, why not we do a game that we put in actors, the players on the other side can instruct this actor to do something via Zoom. And this actor could be someone being kidnapped or someone or a spy or something. So we thought like, oh, actually we can hire our actor because we have actors from Hontu, which is stuck at home. So maybe we can make full use of our actors to make like your mission, Bob's mission is to rescue this person via Zoom. So it makes the whole experience very interactive. At the same time, it is fun to do. Instead of just playing games online, instead of just having a workshop through Zoom call. So these three factors come in and it triggers, okay, maybe we should actually design something that is interesting, interactive, at the same time that is appeal and outstanding to the corporate clients. And as a result, lucky enough that we get a very huge response and very good response from the corporate sector, which this whole thing lasted for 2 years, and actually it helps us to sustain the company for the past 2 years. Yeah.
Awesome. That is a great story there. And yeah, pivoting online. At that time, you could only do that. And good to hear that. I remember talking to you that you say, hey, you had a lot of sales come through Google AdWords and things like that. And had a lot of corporate inquiries as well. So good things on that. And I remember that you said you had a partner who is on the experiential side of things as well. So you have been in the market for around like 9 years already.
Yes.
So I also want to see how you actually build your team. So I know that your main responsibilities are marketing, and then you have a partner on experiential. So like, how many co-founders do you have? Is it 2, 3, or 4? And what roles do they take?
We actually have 5 co-founders. So myself is on marketing and a little bit of operations. So I have another business partner called Johnny. He's on the experiential and design. We have another business partner called Kelly. Kelly is on business development and finances. So Kelly sells franchise to overseas, to US, to Korea, and so on. We have another business partner. His name is Ken. Ken is mainly on interior design. So whatever Johnny designed, Ken will actually put his idea into real life. So we have another business partner called, his name is Gavin. He is currently resides in New Zealand. He's mainly on IT. So all our game softwares, our website is hosted internally. We all do it ourselves. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a very interesting mix, a good pairing, because you as a founder, you cannot be expert in everything. So yeah, it sounds like a good mix, especially the interior design part. That is very crucial in a lot of retail and a lot of physical attractions and businesses like yourself. So I actually, when I was doing research, I of course listened to your previous interviews, including your previous BFM interviews and your interview on the Tapao podcast, which is no longer around. But one thing that really, as an entrepreneur, that really struck me is that you said that initially, as co-founders, you all started with 50,000. This is what I remember: 50,000 of initial capital from each of you, and then after that, you took up loans a couple of times. Is there a reason for that? Because as you know, as a business, there are a lot of routes that you said for funds, like could get investors, could get so not many ways to go about it. And what made you take that route, like sort of bootstrap plus loans in different times?
I think for any startup, right, especially a new business in the market, I think 9 years ago, the physical attractions businesses wasn't a thing. Like, people don't know what exactly is immersive experience, like what is escape game. So to get loans, to get even investment without the right network, without the right business proposal, without the right track records for the banks, you can't really take up loans. So the only way is to go to our savings. So we start off every business partner, like you say, approximately 50,000. Then we start off with our first outlet. Sooner we see the demands, we see that we gain tractions. However, if we were to use our revenue to open up a second outlet, that will be risky. First is you might use up all your backup funding, all your OPEX, and so on. So in order not to touch on your reserve fund, so we have to go for loan. And when you go for loan, usually the quickest way is bank loan. So in terms of investment, I mean, honestly speaking, when you are not a tech-based company, that will be a little bit challenged, because the trend for the past 10 years has been, tech, scalable tech business and fintech and so on. So in terms of going to venture capital or investors, it's not very attractive for them per se. So yeah, that's the reason we go with loan and start off with savings.
Yeah, that is a great choice because if you are having a certain amount of revenue, the bank loans can be quite attractive. And I know that you have paid off it a few times. So that is actually a great for me personally, that's a great decision to have. And yeah, so the next question, because in before we started the interview, I actually shared my experience. I was a marketing manager of of retail before, and now that you manage so many outlets and you are the marketing person in Superdo, so like, what are the marketing channels that work for you right now? What are the, like, there's an 80-20 in everything I say, like, there are certain ones that work more than some. So for you, what works best at the moment?
Let me think. Okay, honestly, I think it's down to where is our customer in the sales funnels. I believe people in marketing might familiar with the sales funnels. So I do a lot of Google ads because I believe in the Klang Valley area, we sort of built our name, or people know the escape game is a thing to do during weekend or during their free time. So when people go to search, on Google, what to do, I just want to be there. So that's why Google Ads is pretty effective for me. Social media is more like a brand's presence. Keep people updated and keep the followers. So we have presence in all the channels. But these days, I will say I will still think that word of mouth is the most effective channel. But regardless, I'm still exploring all different channels and to market to different audience segments. Like we also on TikTok, we also on the Chinese social media, Xiaohongshu. We also engage KOLs. We do different things just to, for different customers on different funnels. Top of the funnel, I have different channel. Bottom of the funnel, I have different channels just to, drive my, nurture my customers to make a booking on my site and come to experience our game.
Awesome. Yeah. So like bottom funnel, just for the audience, bottom funnel are those already ready to buy. They're just doing research. And then top funnel is more the awareness, like you said, the TikToks, the Xiaohongshu, and all the social media channels as well. So that is a great way to think about it. So thinking about it in terms of funnels as well. And just a quick question, because I was in the mall business last time. Do malls play a role in that? Like, let's say if you go, like you open in a mall that is not so popular, is that a bigger challenge for you as a marketer?
It's a challenge and it's an advantage as well. So challenge is because yes, you are right. The mall may not have that's a very effective role and help to push our products. Just a fact, breakout Superdo's outlet were never in first class mall. I don't want to use the first class, second class. I think we are never in the
So
premium mall like
let me break down for the audience, because it will be audience from a lot of parts of, not even in Malaysia. So what he says by the premium malls in Malaysia, we have the popular malls, the Mid Valleys, the Sunway Pyramids, the KLCCs, the top tier malls. And then what Kawai means is he is normally in the malls that are not this, maybe second or third tier. Am I right?
Yeah. So we are right opposite the Twin Tower KLCC. We have one in Avenue K. Like we have one that next right to One Utama, the curve. So we are nearby. But the thing is, that's the challenge. The mall does able to help, but if the mall unable to help, that's really down to my skill in bringing people to the mall. So when I have the ability to bring people to the mall, that shows first our effectiveness of our marketing strategy, and we also can prove to the shopping mall that we indeed is a crowd puller, and we indeed is a spotlight for the locations. So say for instance, the Link KL, right? The Link KL never brand them, never intend to brand them as a premium mall. The Link KL was a community mall with nice trees and some selected outlet, and it's a very neighborhood style mall. So when the Link was being built, we were among the first two tenants inside. So we grow together with them, and then we become a landmark in the mall itself. When people say, oh, the Link, oh, there's a Hontu inside. So we always tie together with the Link KL. So when we come to Hontu, so I think that become an advantage when we grow with the mall. So we become like an anchor tenant for that mall already. So I see this as an advantage sometimes if you are not in the top tier mall, because it might be a bit challenging, because when the top tier mall like Pavilion or KLCC, there's so many premium brands. So it's very hard for you to stand out actually.
Awesome. You get me excited already, because I used to do this type of marketing. Yeah, I think I would have done maybe I would have created a Google place for the hotel, a Google Google business inside there for the hotel. That was in Hontu. Yeah. Anyway, cool, good stuff. And yeah, so I've been to a lot of escape rooms in the past, and this is something that we discussed before the call. So I've been to a lot of escape rooms, and it's quite interesting experience. And a lot of them are no longer around, or maybe they, because of pandemic or whatever, they're no longer around. And you have been around until today, and it's been 9 years, and of course through the pandemic as well. So what is the thing that keeps you sustained for so long?
I think never settle down. I mean, in a nutshell, don't stay in comfort zone. So I think like Avenue K and New Central, our breakout outlet, has been operating for some times already. So what keeps us there, I think, is first is we constantly develop new product. So we keep our loyal customer excited that we have new things. When we say new things, it's not repeating the same technology, same plot for escape room. We develop literally new things. Say, for example, Breakout in Malacca, right? We actually bring in new tech, different way of playing. And as for the Curve outlet, we call Spy Game because we put in NPC, we put in role-playing features in that outlet. So we develop things, we very focus on originality and to keep our things competitive. So until today, I will confidently say our business still going up, even for our first outlet in Avenue K. So I think that is very important, because if we think that this is a trend, we develop the product and we put it there for the first 2 years, and then we just don't continue improving it, right? Then of course we come to a point that we will have to close the outlet, and we will blame it to the trend. Oh, the trend has passed. But the thing is, if we continue to improve, we continue to innovate, to develop a better product for the consumer out there, right? People will always remember that this brand has always come out with fun game to do. This brand is always innovative. This brand is always have something new to offer to the market. So I think that is the values that we keep in our company, that always be innovative and consistently improve. The second thing after innovation and keep improving is customer service. We very emphasize on customer feedback. We always listen to them, like what they want. Why Hontu is horror? Because we listen to our customer. They say, hey, can you do something horror and haunted? So we do it. And of course, we don't do a conventional haunted house. We do something more than that. We do something story. We do something interactive. So to keep, to draw a line between us and the conventional products out there. So I think, yeah, that these two factors are the main one. Keep innovating and listen to customer feedback. It's very important.
Yes, I know that for a fact, because some of my friends are actually big fans of Hontu, and they have been there a number of times with different storylines. Now they have different storylines happening as well. So I hope to visit soon also. And yeah, so I remember that you mentioned that you had success in franchising the business, and you have been to countries successfully expanded as a franchise to countries like Canada and Korea, South Korea, and places like that. So like what is the future for Superdough and its various brands? What are your plans next?
We have because the pandemic is just over last year, we just able to travel again. So we just kickstarted our overseas expansion again. So we are currently looking at neighboring countries like Singapore and Thailand. We also Korea. Our existing franchise, they may consider expanding to our new product called Spy Game. So we have some discussion going on in UAE, the Middle East side. So yeah, we this year we just restarted all this discussion and all this plan that has been put on hold during the pandemic. But hopefully, I have something exciting and confirmed that I can share with you very soon.
Sure, I look forward to your good news. So yeah, thanks for taking the one, Kawai. So last question before we go. There's actually a lot of nuggets in what you shared today, from how you survived during the pandemic to things that you shared in terms of marketing, because it is not easy. The reason why I interested to talk to you, because it's not easy running a physical business. There's so many factors like marketing, malls, and in other podcasts you said talent as well, right? So let's maybe to summarize up today, like let's say if 9 years ago and people were like today, if today I wanted to start a retail business and maybe I want to start something similar, what are the advice that you would give for people who are starting retail businesses?
I think a lot of people, when they start off with retail business, right, they will always have this concern. Oh, I worry I cannot make it. It's retail. It's not as effective as online. But one thing, I just speak based on my experience here. One thing I realized, because we've been through this pandemic, it's really a good testing ground for us. Nothing can replace physical experience. Nothing can replace something that has human touch. That is why when the pandemic is over, people can't wait to travel. People can't wait to go to the malls. Until today, you see weekend traffic jams. So, everywhere is jammed. Everyone is traveling, driving around. People just want to go out. As long as if you want to invest in the physical business, my personal take is, don't hesitate. If your thing is unique, your thing is has very creative, and you bring in a lot of innovation in it, just go for it. Online is, I don't mean online is not effective. I think online can serve as a platform to bring more revenue to your physical business. It's just like how I mostly depends on digital marketing, Google search, Google ads, TikTok, YouTube shorts, everything to just bring presence, brand presence, and bring revenue to my physical outlet. So I think that's my advice. Online and offline should all complement each other. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kawai. Thank you so much for doing the interview today.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you for your wisdom. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing.